Since I graduated from school, I'd never been to the doctor for anything but a physical. Every time I went in, took my blood, they did whatever, everything was cool. This time it wasn't. I've been biking for about 5 years, try to be as competitive as possible. We do a bunch of rides over the summer, and our last ride it's in Santa Barbara, California. It's 100 miles up the coast, kind of up and down the mountains. It's just more of a fun ride. It wasn't a fun ride in 2024.
Tom is one of the healthiest, most determined people I've ever known. He started doing marathons when we were in our 20s, and I've never known him to not finish an event.
I was just out of breath. That's when I realized I had a problem. On the flight back, I felt great, but when I was walking out on the little plank deal, I had to stop and take a break. So I did what most people do. I went home and Googled it, didn't tell my wife, and thought, well, maybe I'm dehydrated. I started coughing a little bit, and I started thinking, well, maybe I have pneumonia. So that's when I went to the doctor.
He was found to have some fluid between his lung and his ribs.
It was going to be one of two types of surgery. It was either going to be a very quick surgery, which we didn't want, because that means he went in and he found a malignancy and did a biopsy and got out. Or I could go in there and it could just be clotting and a whole bunch of other stuff, in which case it'll take 2-3 hours. But that's what we want. We want you to have a 3-hour surgery.
We talked about the options, and to me, I felt the best option was draining the fluid. Did a thoracoscopy, looking in with a telescope, getting the lung to fully inflate. That took care of the problem where the lung sealed up against the chest wall and did not come back again.
The only time that I remember seeing him that day, he said, "You probably won't remember this, but just no cancer." That was the one thing that he said to me. So one thing that I did really like about Methodist that they do, like I had the same night nurse and the same day nurse all 3 days that I was there. And so the continuity of care really did make a difference. I healed pretty quickly, and I think that is a little bit of an attribute, benefit of going in pretty healthy. The Dallas bike ride will be my first formal ride back. This is a big milestone. I wasn't assured to be able to do this 6 months ago, so you don't take that for granted.